Oh, a lot of vocal fans here in the studio for the guy to the bottom right of the map. Starting in purple it is.
Jin Air Green Wings True.
True with a 2-0 versus JYP in the first round of the Challenger League. Finds himself now in the second round. Has a shot of qualifying right away if he defeats Squirtle here and goes up to the third round. Or can go through the up and downs. We'll find out what happens today. Starting to the top left is his opponent. Starting in green.
LGIM Squirtle.
Would actually feel that they would change colors. With that sponsor, just makes sense.
Yeah. By the way, this map is really awkward for Protoss because, you know, I never really thought about it. We haven't seen this matchup on this map just yet, but there's no way to wall off unless you kill the rocks at the back. That's the only way, because otherwise you have two entrances to your base. So we could see some early speedling aggression. That's why we have a gateway expand here, because you can't, I guess you just cannot actually force fast him on this map at all, and this is going to be extremely annoying, the gas steal here.
Yeah, gets his gas skill early on in the game, and with that timing, he can, of course, if he wants, well, he's not going to cancel that. There's no reason to get it this early if you want to cancel. We have the gateway opening here, and immediately, of course, the rally point towards the extractor to take that out. But also the probe scout trying to see what's happening and trying to delay that expansion for as long as possible, but he's not delaying that by too much.
Yeah, the second drone that was sent out just decided, okay, I guess I could just go home then. Well, this is, like I said, a really tough map for Protoss to try to figure out their expand on.
You know what, we have both players just trying to execute their opening properly. Let me just talk a little bit about the statistics for both of them in this matchup. Once again, if you see statistics on screen, they usually include Wings of Liberty, therefore they're not all that relevant. They're a good indicator for the achievements of a player in the past, but if you want to look at their strength now in Heart of the Swarm, and especially, of course, in their offline performance, then let's go through this just quickly. For True, we have 9 maps played, and he won 44% of them. He lost a lot of his recent games, actually, against Parting, First, Hurricane, and Bisu. But then in the Challenger League, he achieved that 2-0 versus JYP. So Squirtle has to be a little bit careful here. His opponent is not the best Zerg versus Protoss player, but he has proven in the first round that he can take out a fierce opponent like JYP without even dropping him out.
Yeah.
Squirtle himself, on the other hand, is a little bit more experienced. He, of course, comes down from the Premier League to face his opponent in the second round of the Challenger League now. He has played 22 maps in Heart of the Swarm offline against Zerg, and he won 68% of them. So a really good track record here against Zerg, and he has to prove that once more if he wants to go straight back into the Premier League. But for now, of course, straight to the third round of the Challenger.
And straight to the main base of True with his first Zealot, because he saw the pool was very delayed. He tried to pressure here. Did not really get any damage done per se. He did annoy True. True did not make any extras early, though he was not worried about this at all. And as you can see, the wall is up at the front, and the thing that he has to do now is make sure that his natural is secure. Starting a Forge now.
Yeah, getting this expansion at roughly 5 minutes into the game is still quite early if you if you are up against the gateway opening. But with the delayed gas here for Squirtle, he feels confident that he can actually hold off whatever comes his way. And usually as a Zerg, if you scout properly, you can just add those additional units a little bit earlier. At the beginning, when players like Naniwa came up with the Gateway First build again in Heart of the Swarm, it was really tricky for Zerg to hold this third base because they weren't aware of the timings. Right now, it's a little bit easier to figure out when you have to build your units if you scout that there is going to be a commitment.
Right. This Overlord, very curious, does spot the natural, and the Lings here are going to poke up. There we met by 2 Zealots. Again, it's very difficult for Protoss Wall. You're asked to use 2 Zealots unless he puts a pile in there kind of weirdly. Those tiny rocks make it a little bit more difficult. This Overlord will escape, and right now True is left wondering one thing. What is the tech? What is he doing here? It looks like it's going to be a 4 gateway pressure with +1 as he adds 3 gateways at the top left, something that True will not be able to scout.
He killed that Overlord,
wow,
right?
He really did, yeah.
Yeah, the last shot actually took down the Overlord. Awesome, that is great for Squirtle here. That's of course very annoying for True, who now has to sacrifice an extra lava and the 100 minerals. And Squirtle goes into 5 additional gateways.
Oh, he's doing an all-in?
Yeah, he is going all out on this.
Really annoying micro here with the Lings on that pile, and he's just pulling the weakened ones back against the Stalker. 16 Lings on the way.
Yeah, a heavy link commitment here for True.
And this actually could hurt him quite a bit because he's not going to have the economy he needs to stop a push like this. And Ling's alone against +1 Zealots.
Exactly. Exactly, that's the problem. The +1.
Yeah.
With +1 Zealots, as a Protoss player, if you have +1 Zealots, you hope that the Zerg is going for massive amount of.
Yeah, you're hoping one thing. It's that the Roach Warren is extremely delayed and that you're facing mostly Lings, and that's exactly what we're going to see here.
Squirtle, on the other hand, has still to find out that there is such a massive commitment at the third, because he doesn't know. And that could really, I mean, if he doesn't get any Zealots, that could really be a big issue.
And he's making Stalkers in the middle of the map. If those get spotted, of course, they are dead. This is what I'm talking about. Once you kill these rocks, you can walk right into that third base. There's no real way for the Protoss to wall it off. Or I say third base, but it's a natural. So this is a really risky situation for Squirtle right now.
The composition and everything is really good for Squirtle, but it's just he doesn't know about this heavy commitment to Lings, and those Lings could get in, but they are trying to flank now, and with only Stalkers present, I don't think
make it work.
Those Stalkers are not going to have a chance here.
They're not going to have a fun time, that's for sure. They're already surrounded here. And a ton of Lings.
To get more and more
good position on the ramp here, though, at the very least for the Stalkers, but he's getting cleaned up like crazy now.
Yeah, he's trying to get more Stalkers into the game, and here the pylon is finishing. He needs to get those Zealots right now. Not Stalkers, but of course Zealots, and he's able to get them in, but not too many.
Way too late, and he was on cooldown on those gateways. Squirtle is dead. I mean, this is actually a build order loss. He had no idea that this is what his opponent was choosing, and also True had no idea that Squirtle was going for this.
Well, we still don't have tech. Don't forget that. So we don't have tech or anything. The +1 attack upgrade could really come through for him here. He has now a probe and he is scouting. He saw that those rocks are being attacked, and at the front he's at least able to hold them for now. He has a sentry, he's getting another one. Can go for the reinforcing pylons.
The natural, though, is so exposed once those rocks are gone, though.
He doesn't have the economy to get those Zealots into the game that he really needs.
Yeah, and he's about to lose a lot more of that when the Lings run through right past that Crab Beetle.
He's gonna lose his natural. I don't think that he can hold this.
No
There's
way.
nothing.
No
There's
way.
nothing.
He's got no units here. He's going to lose everything, every probe. He's unpowered at his cybernetics core. He has to spend all the Lings are dancing.
The Zerglings.
Craziness here, and that's how it goes. And sometimes you get builder lost like this.
Well, this is just the map that True is just playing.
He really is.
He's really utilizing the disadvantages for Protoss on this map in particular.
Dancing the Lings.
Dancing them again. He knows even if he loses a few additional Zerglings, he's going to be fine here.
Yeah.
The rest of the Lings are already moving in.
Yep, the rest of the Lings are coming to kill that natural. Squirtle thinks he has a chance here, but he doesn't have enough energy to make the overcharge on the Nexus just yet.
Even if he could get the overcharge, it wouldn't matter. The Nexus would fall, and we have 3 bases for the Zerg play. He's low on, he's definitely low on drones, but he can always just drone up, and even with the +1 attack upgrade, those Zealots are not going to do too much.
Yeah, not too much. GG.
GG and game over. We have True